Okay, hey everyone, thanks for joining us for It's a Wrap. Today we have Elijah and Cindy, wave, Capri, and of course all the puppies. So you'll be able to enjoy some puppy sounds too in between my talking. Let's see, so what has been going on? Well, we had puppies, as you can see. I am trying my best to keep everybody updated on things that are happening. The weights, I am going to be using this bigger board over here so that everybody can see the weights from birth up until current. We did have a little issue with our scale though. Our big scale passed away after the first two weigh-ins. So then we moved to the postage scale, and that caused a little bit of mayhem, but we have some pretty accurate weights on that. We did not weigh them on one particular day, so you will see that. However, we do have a new scale. It has been for the past 2 days, for the 15th and 16th. They are very consistent weights, and moving forward, we should not have an issue with them. So just kind of give you a heads up on that. Let me see. Let me get back to last Monday and see what happened. So on Monday, I brought Riker with me to the Spofford school system over in Boxford. They are going to be doing a fundraiser for us within this school community. They chose Service Dog Project as one of their charities to help out. Let's see, Tuesday, nothing much happened. You've been seeing a lot of people come in to take care of Capri and the pups. And it's not really puppy watching because it's more like making sure the puppies are all getting their nutrition, getting weighed, making sure that they're all developing on the same pace if at all possible. And as you can see, Capri isn't happy about some people. Some people can get in the whelping box, some people can't. However, she is little by little accepting more and more people, so you will be seeing quite a few people coming in. We are boarding right now Jordy, so you'll see him running around too on the property with some of the other dogs. He is having a great time. Let me see what else. They had their Advantix. Well, not Advantix. They had their Frontline, and they also got on Friday their all wormers. So all the dogs, except for of course the puppies, have been wormed. We did have Purina came with their shipment of dog food, and it just so happened that we had a group, an ALKU group. They are a group that helps out veterans. Some of their staff members came in. They're the same group that painted the arena. However, different volunteers. They came in and they helped out with stacking all that Purina food. Did they do it as fast as the regular team? No, but you know what? The regular team definitely enjoyed having them come in and help out because it was 80 some odd degrees out that day. And that Frontline was yesterday. That's pretty much it as far as that's concerned. So I did want to put something out though that I had spoken with the board and just give everybody a heads up. So per the board, as previously discussed with Carlene and Explore, mail call is Monday through Thursday as long as there is an SDP representative present. So that is why when the board puts out there that there is not going to be mail call on this day or that day, it's because I don't have a volunteer to go up there and be present at the time of mail call. So I am working hard to make sure that there's a volunteer there, but it can't happen sometimes. I don't have people volunteering to do so. So as of today, if we do not have a volunteer, of which right now I do not have a volunteer for Mondays and Wednesdays because they are volunteering here taking care of the puppies. Puppies are going to always be our top priority. So I will as I said, I will see if I can find a volunteer for those particular days, Monday and Wednesday. But do not be surprised if there is a message up on Explore from the board saying it is canceled. It's canceled because we don't have somebody there to attend milk call with Carlene. So looking forward, you know, I'm looking at the mission. I'm looking at these puppies. I'm trying to make everything as smooth as possible in raising these puppies, making sure they're of the best of care. They're on as loosely scheduled as possible. We all know which ones need to eat, which ones need to rest, which ones, you'll see 2 boxes. Well, the pink box are all the puppies that really get it. They will nudge each other off of the teats if need be. They're growing great. They're very super strong. Our purple box is the box that we really have to pay closer attention to. Maybe get them on Capri a little bit longer or by themselves sometimes, just to make sure that they are gaining, just like the pink basket is. We do have a few matches coming up. So if anybody is looking at that, we do have that coming up, and we also have a couple of dogs that we're looking for homes for as perfect pets due to their inability to be a service dog for one reason or another. So, you know, we appreciate all your donations. I super appreciate the observations that people see things and they report back to me. It's an extra set of eyes. Whether it's over on Puppy Hill, it's in kennels 9 and 10, it's here in the puppy room, doesn't matter where it is. If you feel it's important and I am not always around or available to see every single thing that happens here on the project, send me a message. I definitely appreciate it. Okay, that's all I have for you guys. Elijah, do we have any questions?
Yes.
Okay.
A bunch.
A bunch.
Are you looking at buying a portable enclosed play area so they can stretch their legs well away from them?
Yes, so we're not actually looking to buy one. We're actually going to have one designed here. So right now, they're not going anywhere. But Mom can definitely escape, and she's going for longer walks during the day, which has been really nice. But we're going to be sectioning off this puppy room. So once they're up on their feet, bellies up off the floor, they're going to be starting on gruel. Then we're going to be sectioning this off so that they can run rampant through here. And then as they get even bigger, we're going to bring that section back. So eventually they'll be able to run through this whole entire puppy area here. Mom will be leaving when they are 8 weeks old. However, she will be coming back on a daily basis for the following 2 weeks to help with the training of her young ones, whether it's discipline or whatever it is. And the pups will also be able to use these new dog doors that we have as they grow and receive their vaccinations. They'll be able to learn how to use the dog door to get in and out. So when they do advance over to the barn, by the time they are looking at 12 weeks old, they'll already know how to use that dog door, and they'll already be in a pack, in a bunch by themselves.
What do you think of this litter so far?
It's tough with 12 puppies. I am not even going to try to sugarcoat it. You know, just the keeping up with making sure that they're being whizzed, making sure that they're not constipated. We ran into a little bit of a constipation problem the other day. It was actually seen by one of our volunteers, Sarah. You know, we took care of it, but that's also why you're going to see a little bit of a fluctuation on the weights, because we did have a couple of puppies that were pretty bound up. They're fine now, but it could be fatal for a puppy to be constipated. So we really need to keep an eye on that, make sure that they are properly disposing of all waste.
How is the whelping box working out?
As you can see, Capri likes it. You know, she doesn't mind it at all. The sides can come down if need be, but I think that we're actually pretty good. I like the higher sides because of the air conditioning and the heat and the fan that blows occasionally, we don't want the puppies to get chilled. I would like to have, instead of hot water bottles for our pink basket, maybe another small electric blanket for underneath them. That way they'll keep a nice temperature the whole time instead of checking and refilling water bottles. Those are pretty much going to be used should we have to relocate the dogs for an emergency care or anything like that. But yeah, I like it. I think that she's very comfortable with it. Cindy, would you agree that there's plenty of space in there for you?
I like it. I like it too.
You do get a little cramped up at times, you know, and then finally when you come out of there, it's like, oh my
It's
gosh.
a nice cozy environment for her.
Yes.
And private with the
Yes,
sides up. Yeah.
definitely.
I think you answered this already, but a couple days ago, sorry, I completely misread that. A couple of the pups have dropped slightly in their weight today versus yesterday. Are you concerned?
Right. No, I'm not concerned. That is normal. But again, we did have a few pups that were constipated. So once they were able to relieve themselves, I think that's why the little bit of a drop happened.
Lynn, do you have an extra basket around? In a week, these little porkers will be much bigger.
I have another basket. It is just like these, but it's not square, it's oval, which is sitting right here. That is on standby should we need it. But again, we're going to need to heat them. So right now Capri has a heating pad underneath her. It's made specially for pets. That is keeping her warm and keeping the puppies as they nurse on her warm also. So that's why she's on that side most of the time. And then of course the puppies in the purple basket have a heating pad. Puppies in the pink basket have the hot water bottles. We do have another basket, so I could actually transfer some puppies to that if I get another heating pad for them.
There have been very good devoted care of Coffee and her babies. I also love hearing those puppy squeaks and gurgles in the background.
Yeah, we're going to try to put sound on more often. My lovely tablet that I was using, which uses data. It doesn't use the Wi-Fi here because that's so spotty in this room. Yeah, I had to charge it. It doesn't say charge forever, so I have to bring a cord in here and actually having it charged in here.
How is Deanna?
Deanna's great. I took her on Wednesday. She had her stitches taken out of her tail, the tail that was docked. They were thrilled to see how she's gained weight back. Her tail looked awesome, and she was walking great. So they were very happy compared to when I had originally brought her in.
Besides the new litter, how many dogs are on property for training?
So we have right now 14 dogs being trained on property.
We understand the reason for no mail call on certain days, but can all parties be notified if an announcement goes out?
All parties are always notified when announcements goes out. Unfortunately, I can't answer as far as if the notification was ignored or if just unseen. So.
Will you start supplemental feedings earlier since there are so many puppies?
So we were looking at supplemental feeding. We actually gave the 4 that we were very concerned with, and that would have been Banks, Banjo, Derby, and I believe it was Pearly, or it might have been Bert. Those 4 dogs were the lowest in weight. So what I ended up doing was putting together a concoction for supplemental feeding for them. They ate a little bit of it, and then once we put them on Capri, they just went to town, and we really noticed a big spike in their weight once that happened. So we are closely monitoring them. We will do it again if we need to, but they really, looking at the weights on them, they're pretty close together as far as their weights are concerned, except for one of them, which is a little bit heavier. Just a little bit.
When the pups grow, will you leave the color-coded collars behind? Say that 5 times fast.
I will keep color-coded collars on them. That was hard. As long as we can. But once they start, gnawing on each other and playing and whatnot, they're only on by a little piece of Velcro, so they're very easy just to flick right off. But they will, as far as this size, and maybe I'd say probably at least a few more weeks, we'll be able to keep them on until they really start getting rambunctious, and then they're going to pull them off on their own.
Thank you so much for everything. Will you be or have you taken individual pup pictures with their names for visual identification?
So we have not yet done that. I do have somebody coming in that will be taking their photos, and we'll be able to send those out as soon as it happens.
Lynn, thanks so much for organizing this for us. Great job. The puppy watching is great and much appreciated. And then me, what do I think of the puppies? They're absolutely adorable. When I first came in, Mom wasn't too sure about me, but I think that was because at that time there were it was like a revolving door. Now she seems a little weary, but she's letting me be here. But I think they're adorable.
It's hard to believe that your little boy Quinn was once that size, or smaller.
My little boy?
Your little boy Quinn, yes.
I don't think there's anything little about him anymore.
He's a good boy. So those of you who may have noticed, I occasionally bring in a yellow concoction that Capri's been eating. What that's called is mother's pudding. It is goat's milk, it's goat's cheese, it's goat yogurt. It is yolks, not whites, egg yolks. It is sugar in there, and what it does, it helps her keep her calcium levels up, which helps her develop the milk. It makes it more calcium for the puppies also, so that is helping both of them. It's keeping her coat nice and shiny and keeping her weight up. Because such a large litter is something that we do have to keep our eye on, is her calcium. Making sure that she has enough, making sure she's not shaking, because that's also a bad sign. And she likes it. So she'll have another batch coming tomorrow and throughout the week. If she doesn't need it, once these guys get a little bit bigger, we'll start tapering her off of that. But she enjoys it, so we're going to keep on giving it to her and keep her as healthy as we possibly can along with the pups.
Will you be opening more boxes for the puppy nursery.
So we did open some that came, and Sam K had given us some Tide Pods and some fleece blankets, which are really cute. Kay gave us some Tide Pods, and somebody had also sent pee pads and blankets. The blankets came in a, what do they call this?
Vacuum seal.
Vacuum seal pack, thank you. So those are the items that we've received. So we are going to put them up actually on that other board over there, and leave this board here just for pups with their weights. Still colored because I still have to refer to colors at times, whereas I don't know the names like Donna. Donna knows them like that.
Of course, Donna does. Of course. Can you explain why Carlene can't do male clone on her?
I'm not going to get into that, but that was an agreement that has been made with Carlene and with Explore. If you have questions, you can always ask the board. Their Gmail account is up and running, and they will be, they respond as they seem fit.
Think you into this formal picture, you did say someone's coming, right?
Yes.
Okay. Were you surprised by the size of the litter?
Oh, when I found out, when I was at the vet's office on that Friday with Capri, and they took her in, and because they don't sedate them or anything because they're pregnant, they don't have a x-ray machine where Capri can be on the floor. So it took some very strong technicians to hoist her up and put her up on the table, and then they just kept her calm, nice and calm, and they were able to shoot the shots. They shot one on her side, and they shot one from like a rear position. And then myself and the vet stood there, and we counted spines, and we counted heads, and then we recounted, and then we recounted. I wanted 5 pups. I didn't get my 5 pups. So, yeah, I was shocked. I was very shocked. I then, on my drive home with her, back here to the farm with her, I called Capri's human, Sharon, and all I heard was, oh my, oh, oh my, oh my, oh my. Which was pretty funny, but I was still in shock myself. So then I ran into a couple of volunteers and a couple of the staff, and they said, how many? Because we all kind of were guessing. Donna had a dream there was 7. Somebody else thought there would be 8. So we kind of had I was 5. We kind of had a smaller litter expected, and whenever I told them the number, they should have all been sitting, let's just say that. So we're extremely happy to have such a large group, but we're going to have a lot of fun with the training, because there's going to be back to basic training with this group, some different things, and a lot of it's going to happen right here in this room with sound on, so you can actually hear the placement of the dogs, the commands to the little dogs. And we'll see what happens.
On that note, can you now tell them how many skeletons you...
So we counted and we counted and we counted and we counted 16. She had 15 pups. So now I'm like, where is number 16? She's had the Pitocin. She was not contracting. She did not feel like she had anything else in there. So I made a phone call to the vet, and I said, what do I do? We have 15 pups. The x-ray showed 16. What do we do? So she brought out the x-ray again and she started counting, and it turned out she double counted one of the spines because of the 2 different x-rays that were done. So there were only
Good
15.
puppy.
We received our
Good
15
puppy.
and yeah, it was quite a ride.
Haley told me, and yeah, that was, I said it was worse than the athletes.
And it's funny because as a female dog matures, and if you had litter after litter after litter, the litters get smaller and smaller and smaller. Well, not her. She's an exception to that rule.
I don't want to know the next letter.
No. Hey, it wasn't 21. That's all I can say. It was not 21 like that other Great Dane that was in the news in Virginia. So I'm okay with that.
Thank you for being so attentive to each puppy's individual well-being. Your training of the volunteers and the structure you set up is commendable.
Purple.
Thank you. It took a lot of thought into this. That's for sure. Thinking 5 puppies.
Do you want it to be a puppy? Do you want to wish your puppy? Your baby? No.
Just someone
It's a
saying
baby. He's very
they've noticed and a lot attentive volunteer with them all the time.
It's a cool baby.
How are the collars working so far?
They're working really well. I think we had to replace one of them the other day, and I believe that was on. I think it was on Derby, to be honest with you. That's the darker green collar, and it was just.
Later.
Oh yeah, no, it was on Boom then. It was on Boom. They are Velcro on the end of them, and it was just getting too tight. He's just growing and growing. So we ended up, I took it off and we cut a bigger one, which we can adjust bigger if need be. Oh, the other one, no, we did 2 of them. We did do 2 of them because the other one was Mr. Dawes. His was also a little bit snug. So you'll see it, and Yeller actually helped me by just reaching down and making sure that you can put a finger underneath those collars to make sure that there is plenty of space in there. So if they start getting a little snug, we have other collars to replace them with, keeping the color code the same.
Just for time, I'm gonna ask questions and not go through all the comments because there's a lot on
There's a lot.
Yeah, and I want to respect everyone's time. Is there anything else you need for the puppies?
We got lots of laundry detergent. Thank you very much. We actually got quite a few of the Tide Pods. Other than we do need another heating pad for 1 or 2 of the baskets. That would be great. We are going to need dog food. I put that on the newsletter, the kind that we need, the puppy food for the cans. We also will need goat's milk. I have a big thing at home because I use it for her pudding that she has. But once the dogs get transitioned to gruel, that is goat's milk that we start them with as far as that. So
There you
cans
go.
of goat's milk.
That's for you.
What else? The puppy food, the cans of puppy food. So when they start moving around more and we start training with them, we'll be able to use that. I don't think we can always use, probably, I would say, Cindy, would you agree? Maybe more wipes?
Always wipes.
Yeah, unscented wipes, because
Yeah.
we're doing a lot of whizzing. She's not a very good whizzer. She whizzes the poo, but yeah, that's as far as she goes.
Yeah.
And she's just exhausted today. She's been out a few times going for walks, so it's good that she's getting some rest.
Have you notices about the annual AVO eye exam registration?
I have not. I have been so bad about being on my computer and sending even Instagram and social media posts. I just have not had the time. But hopefully I'll be able to get up to speed with all of that again shortly, and people will be aware of all those things.
Most recently, it was mentioned that there was some dog biting between human and dog on property. Have you been monitoring this with visitors?
Yes, we have been monitoring. We have policies in place with visitors and volunteers, etc. As far as dogs biting people, that was brought to my attention probably weeks after the events took place. There was no incident reports done on it, and when I spoke with people, they were saying, yeah, it wasn't a dog bite. I startled the dog. The dog was just grabbing my coat and pulling, etc. So I'm just going to leave it at that. But we do have policies and procedures in place when it comes to non-SDP staff being here and being with the dogs.
You answered that. What do you think of the length of time she was in labor?
No.
And the youngest two pups being a full day behind the firstborn.
I know it's normal. Usually you get 2 hours in between, 1 to 2 hours in between a puppy. So if you have 15 puppies, and if it was two hours between each,
Yes.
you're talking 30 hours right there. It's just part of nature, the way that they come down the V that's inside of them, and they're born. So it didn't shock me knowing ahead of time how many puppies we had in there, and that's why I have them x-rayed, so I know if there's only going to be 5 or if there's going to be 20. It gives me an idea on how long the birthing process is going to be. So we kind of expected it. We didn't expect her to go that quick, soon. It would have been nice for her to hang out, until Easter and then start the process. But, then last Wednesday came, which was technically her first due date, and we're like, yeah, no way ahead of schedule, girlfriend.
Does it matter that there's already a winning?
No, because this is first of all, it's a male, and it's a Winifred. We're just calling Winnie. But it's spelled differently, and it's from a completely different litter. So, it's not like we have 2 Winnies being trained at the same time here.
Same with Jack, but I assume it's the same man.
Same. Yeah, because actually that is suffragette. So it's just the spelling of it. It could have been Geette. But again, the other dog is not here, so not being trained at the same time.
Apparently Cookies had 17 puppies
Oh, really?
in 2014
Yeah.
with 11 births. And that's it, I think. There's a few comments you might just want to read, but I just didn't want to keep this going.
Thank you. All right. Well, we are going to let you enjoy some of the noises here. I'm going to keep the sound on. Elijah, if you can still help me with the boards.
Yeah.
Because I definitely am height challenged at times. And enjoy the puppies. Thank you everyone for joining us. And that's a wrap. Just for your
Info. That's just an example. If you're
Yeah.
too dark. That
Yeah.
was light green.